out. Setting the main in this wind, don't do it, was a bit of a hassle. I'm in the archipelago, I already know kind of what wind it's going to be, so I reef before I even race it. But today I didn't really know, and I wanted to, you know, not be so rusty when it comes to reefing. So I set the reef while I was racing the main. Anyways, long story short, took forever because it's really windy, but I am doing over 5 knots with nothing but a double reefed main. Don't mind I'm just being lazy, but the sail is stretched. It's just this little baggy part that, you know, I'll deal with it in a minute, maybe. And I was wondering what we're doing. I welded 2 hooks on the boom for the reefs to actually put the ring on the hook as it's intended. But the sail doesn't really get that far down, like I didn't measure it out, I just kind of winged it. Sometimes that doesn't work out. Anyways, I was thinking that I was going to sew in the winter, like, you know, you have like rings on webbing that are exactly the same length that they need to be, and I will just have them permanently on the sail maybe. And that'll make reefing a little easier, because right now I have to tie it down in the front, which is just a hassle. The wind calmed down a bit, so I shook the reef out. I'm going to add the head sail soon too, but if you're wondering why I often sail with just the main, it's that I'm going to have to jibe like 650 million times on this like 15 nautical miles trip, and that's 15, because that's just how it goes. And the thing is, I can't jibe with the furling Genoa because I've got the cutter stay inside blocking it, and then I have to furl it each time, and very often it just gets like, the wind just gets muddled behind the main anyways. So it's just like, yeah, it's just more work than you know, what it actually contributes with. So sometimes I just like skip it, depending on the wind. I'm probably gonna want it later, but at the moment, like I said, I'm gonna jibe like 600 million times, so I'm just gonna go with the main.
recall from my previous episodes, I am slowly making my way north, and so I want to find a safe place to leave my boat for a couple of days while I go and meet up with my family. I've arrived, and I will not be filming outside even though it's gorgeous because I got ambushed by a gazillion mosquitoes. So I can give you the view from the window. I'm heating some water so I can have a snack before bed. And this is what it looks like outside. I'm actually surprised that there are so many houses. I thought it was gonna be like every other place we've been to so far. But I should have figured this is really close to one of the like most popular places in the archipelago. I wasn't really prepared. I was coming around one of the mini islands and it was just so calm and so, you know, I felt like I was in the middle of nowhere, and then I passed one and looked to my right and there was a whole society. And I was like, oh goodness, I guess that's that island. It's laundry day and I'm at my club island, so there are some facilities. So I've been working in here the last few days because they actually have a router with 5G, you guys. It's the best internet I've had in months. So also I'm doing some editing, so I have both computers. I'm like, oh, let's take a break from work, and then I used to do some editing and then I keep going to work. But this is another break and I'm gonna do some laundry. And it's perfect because I have seawater coming up here, so I can fill it with seawater and do the laundry in seawater, and then there is a freshwater pump down by the blue barrels, and then I can just rinse it with fresh water. So that's perfect. And the water gets a little bit warmed by the sun coming up here, so it's great. Perfect. Nano can just wander around, do his thing. All of the surroundings. The harbor is down there, and then there's a little house with a kitchen, and then there's just the woods. But I think he's gonna keep me company while I do laundry. Regnet kommer! Good job! Hej älskling! Du behöver springa in! Elia arrived spontaneously, and I just think our boats, they always look so pretty together in these bright colors. What is she doing? I could be lending a hand, but instead I'm filming.
No, and also everyone knows that there's never any point in walking twice. It's better to just take everything at once.
Absolutely.
I'm rich in fenders.
Yes.
Like I mentioned some time in the past, we came here to Västerö because I am going to go to a nearby island because my mom and my sister and I, we rented a cabin to stay in for a few days and hang out, and I want to leave the boat somewhere safe, so I'm gonna leave the boat here, and Toby has very graciously offered to keep an eye on it. I'm getting ready. We borrowed this little boat so that we can go over there, and Toby will just give me a ride. I would have taken a taxi, but since Toby's here, I don't have to. So Toby's dropping me off and picking me up. And yeah, I'm almost ready to go. The boat is packed. I'm just waiting for Nano. Nano, vamos! Come on! That's a hard pass from the dog. Are they eating lunch in there, possibly? Maybe? Nano, vamos! Kom älskling! Ska du på i? Kom! Would I like to leave this island with all the snacks? Nano!
Börja om lite grann också.
Vill du byta? Invite your family out to the archipelago, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Ah! There they are, my beloved family. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. My family and I had some lovely nights together on Södermalm before it was time for me to head back to the boat. This week's edit is coming to you from Kalana, which is a little island. Well, that's not the name of the island, but it's a little place on a little island in Estonia. And I sailed here yesterday, which is why the video was a little bit late, because I didn't have time to edit before I set sail. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's donated to my PayPal, and I'll see you again next week.